Kings and queens, clash your swords. Yeah, yeah, You kings and queens already know this one.
100 kings and 100 queens.
Yeah, we gonna. Let's start to show up. That's only if you haven't already begun. If you haven't begun, you haven't won. So once you begin, you win. Because you're going to see this thing to the end. All right, and coming in, I'm going to still give y'all some pointers for those who haven't changed your subscription model over to the PayPal, which is in the link below. I just dropped the latest video for the last 100 Kings, 100 Queens meeting. I'm prepping that up right now to send that out to everyone that is on that list. So if you have not resubscribed by clicking the link below, it is not done by subscribing to the YouTube, join a member. So don't do that, because going on the last week of this month, I'm just going to cut everybody off that is already there. I then reached out. I told y'all to reach out to those who have subscribed, because I'm about to unplug. And when I unplug, hey, you ain't going to be hearing nothing. The private stuff, yeah, because it's only going to be sent to those who have that private link. And they're not going to be able to share it with nobody, okay, unless they are attached to that link in the program that YouTube has, where your email has to be attached somehow, okay, not through somebody else. So we got to make these videos private, keep them safe, sacred, you know, and a way for only you to use. So I'm going to give you a big pointer, all you out there. Now, this is one of the things that I told y'all we were incorporating in step 1. Okay? Now, this will be the pre-step for step 1. You might say, King, you got a bunch of pre-steps, but when I say pre-step for step 1, it's different from the pre-steps before you go into the 7 steps. So this is one of the things that y'all going to have to do to take control of your all caps name. Name, period. Now, why are we doing this? You're doing this because we have to rearrange how we protect our IP, which is our intellectual property as well as intangible property. So before I do that, let me go on here, because some of you I'm like, man, King, what is intellectual property versus intangible property? So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all. Some of y'all won't get it, won't catch it, okay? Everybody says the same thing. No, it's not. One is inside the other, and I'm going to show you. So we go here and we type in intangible property, definition. Okay? Now, pay attention. Intangible property is an asset that lacks physical existence. Now, this is what I mean by you got to slow down and pump your brakes. Pause. So, when you say intangible property, for those who walk up in a courtroom, it's your job to say, you are using my intangible property. You're not the intangible property. If you're intangible, that means no one can touch you. Okay? Nothing physical exists. Okay? If the dead person is dead, they physical don't exist no more, unless you go in the ground and get it. So above the ground, their intangible property is what exists. What is that? That is part of the estate. That is the name that they left behind. This is why your last name is intangible property. Okay? Even though you use that intangible property to name the physical or tangible property, which is the land. So if your last name is Johnson Estate, then that's Johnson's estate. Okay? But what's on that estate in the safekeeping box is some intangible property, that is on some type of deed showing that the estate owns it and the trust controls it. Okay? Hope y'all got that. So it says intangible property is an asset that lacks physical existence but holds significant value. That's your copyright. That's your name. Because from that all caps name, first, middle, last, you have the last name, which is the estate. Okay? Why is it last? Well, y'all can stop saying last come first and the first come last, even though it says that in Scripture. That is true. But the reason why I'm saying, hey, look at it as last, because what is like Keith Sweat? It lasts forever. Your estate. And our estates of our native land last forever. It's us for bring back up those last names of our grandmother, great-grandmother, grandfather, great-grandfather, mother and father, and add those to the estates that you are running, because there's more than one estate here. There's the father side, the mother side, and then you go over to the father side, and they have a mother and father side, so there's 3 estates right there. Okay? Why? Because that great-grandfather has a mother and father as well, and that great-grandmother has an estate as well, or a mother and father as well. See? So it keeps going deep, go back. Somewhere they're going to cross over. Okay? All right? Just want to put that out there. So, but whole significant value. So yours right now has 100 million. Okay? And that's what we do ours at. Don't try to do it no more than that, because by them using it, it's going to go up anyway. You don't want to put it at a high value like 1 billion. It's crazy, because now if it doubles, it's going to turn to 2 billion. First of all, if you're going to charge anybody, police, courts, anybody, bill collector, violators, solicitors, for using that name, then when it's time to go do the taxes on the IRS, the Treasury, them is going to flag it. Okay? Because it's so big. Some of y'all just go after the gusto. And you should always start off low. It's going to raise up anyway, because your name's going to be popping. It's like 50 Cent in the club. But anyway, typically represented by legal rights. Legal rights. Okay? You got legal rights. So when y'all get that thing notarized, it already have the legal rights once you have your witnesses on there. Okay? But once the representative of the state signs off on it, you're in the game now. That is one that can sign off on deeds. Read 31 USC 3727, and you will see that. Okay? It says one that can approve or sign off on a deed. That is the notary. So you need to represent and know why and how, and that you know that the notary is in charge. Okay? So after that, we normally went to the state to have them sign off on it, to do an authentication for the foreign country that you are sending it to for your 9/8. So if your 9/8 is going to be in Saudi Arabia or Kenya, then that's what you need to authenticate it for. Your birth certificate should be authenticated for the same country. Okay? So if you don't have your 9/8, you need to be making plans for when you do get your 9/8, this is where it's going to be. This is where the lawful money is going to go and be held, and where you're going to develop schools, churches, things that you need, foundations, things for children, charities, such and such. Okay, so your name can always live on across the world. Then after you do one country, then you're going to go to another. You're going to keep doing the same thing, so your name is known all over the world. And let me show y'all something. I'll tell y'all something. A lot of y'all just want to stay in the United States. Listen, your name, your estate should always ring bells around the world. Let's go back to the scriptures when Christ was going this place and that place. When he died, in Hebrews chapter 9, it says that the will don't come in effect until the testator dies. Okay? So you're prepping up everything so when you leave. What happened when Christ left? Well, his name is all over the goddamn world. He gave us the example so that way your estate can live on across the world dealing with your tribe. You leading that tribe. How will any other tribes know that y'all are a relative tribe if you never put it out there? You go over to doggone Africa or Japan or someplace and you wind up sleeping with some other girl or guy and y'all related through the tribe, bloodline. So whether you think that it don't exist, it does. It really does. Because some of our grandparents, great-grandparents was in the war. And they went over there and slept with some of these doggone twins. And that's how it happened. But you never, ever know. Okay? But it says represented by legal rights. So when it comes to commerce, now you're talking legal. So this is why you protect it in the private. So if anybody takes it and puts it in commerce, how do they do that? First, they do it through the mail. They can do it by calling you. They can do it by emailing you now. So once they do that, they brought it into the public, and that is a no-no. You send they behind a cease and desist with an invoice. Okay? Tell them to stop. I'm at the point right now where it ain't no more talking. I'm just walking right to that mailbox, drop that thing in there, pay this bill. Charge them. Because think about it this way. Sometimes the police officers will give you a warning before they charge you. Because they don't want to do the paperwork. And some of them just take your ass to jail. Well, if someone's keep bothering that officer, they pissing them off, he's going to charge you. So always, listen, I ain't saying kiss nobody's tail, but don't piss the officer off to where he'll have your mind taken to jail and charge you, or rather, he leave you alone and he go to the next being and he charge them. Okay? Before you pull off, say, officer, can you be nice to the next person? Now, I don't mean nobody that's going to be violent. So let him know that. Him or her know that. Somebody who's just doing something crazy, do what you got to do. Okay? But make sure they ain't on no medication before you do it. But anyway, legal rights. Okay? So they don't have the right to put your name into commerce. Commerce is public. USPS is public. Okay? Now, intellectual property are financial claims. Now, did y'all catch that? Intellectual property. This is another one I want y'all to look at. We're going to pull that up too. Okay? Pull that up too. Go ahead and put this over here so I have that. Okay? Are financial claims rather than physical form. Now, you see how deep this goes? This is intangible property. Okay? It holds significant value, is represented by legal rights, meaning a deed. That's how you get rights. Is you offer the rights. Like with the 7-step process, it's me who give you the rights to do this process. Okay? And yes, it's legal because you're going to the IRS. You're going to the public beings to do business with them. You can go to them all you want with whatever you want to go, but not with this. Like you act like you own it. I own the process. Okay? Because I perfected the process. I worked hard. I am the one that got beat up for this. I paid the cost to be the boss. And you got to do the same thing before you teach yours. You got to learn, because I ain't got beat up. Still getting beat up. So don't think it's going to be an easy shot. Okay? Know that you're going to go do some things. Okay? Things that's definitely going to slow you down. I got a lot of kings and queens being slowed down with, you know, their process. And I don't like it because, you know, you're dealing with this. You're dealing with your ex-wife. You're dealing with your ex-husband. You're dealing with a ticket. You're dealing with an old case. You're dealing with a mortgage. You're dealing with something you just want. I just want to pay off my car. Your wants need to be needs. We all need to pay off everything. Not even have anything to pay off. Well, King, that's easy. Just get rid of it. But anyway, intellectual property, going to get into that. Financial claims rather than physical form. Now, something that we are doing now, we are doing a a financial claim on this property, which is your name. That's what I'm showing you on the 1099, how to do that today, rather than physical form. Examples include, here we go, patents, trademarks, copyrights, stocks, bonds, and goodwill. So all y'all out there who keep talking about this my bond, this my bond, this my birth certificate bond, this and that, you don't have jack A until you're behind and proving that you put something in. Okay? If you haven't put nothing in, that ain't yours. Have you taken care of your all caps name, first, middle, and last that you was birthed with? Some of y'all done abandoned y'all name. You don't supposed to abandon the name. You abandon the name, anybody can come snatch it. You who just got married, you went and took on your husband's last name, and now you're Jane Dee Doe. Well, Jane Dee Doe, your name was Ho before it became Doe, and you only got rid of the damn Ho because you wanted to be a Doe and nobody can call you a Ho anymore. So I'm going to take that, Jane Dee Ho, and I'm going to do a 1099 A on you. Paid the cost to be the boss. Now it's your loss. Because now all the states, officers, police departments, hospitals, credit card companies, credit bureaus that can use your name, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to claim every dang asset because I own the name. See how important your dang own name is? You can't claim none of that. Okay? Examples include patents, trademarks, copyrights, stocks, bonds. So, have you put any money in stocks and bonds? If you did, then you can claim the shares of that CUSIP number. And what you do is you do it times what you gave them. You come back, you have to settle it. As I was saying in one of the last videos I just recently did. You put a dollar in penny stock, that turns into, my goodness, what does that turn into? Since we're at 800 right now, well, that's $800. Okay? I'm just using an example here. Okay? So if I invested something, then I get that $800. Okay, so you invested $1,000. Don't give me the crap about, oh, I lived this and all this. No. You didn't create the bond. Okay? Now, we can go into goodwill. Let's go into the definition of goodwill, kings and queens. Some of y'all need to understand, and this is dealing with when you sell a company. Okay, let me break it down for you. Let's go over here. Let's go over here so you can get a great example of what goodwill. Goodwill definition, and we don't mean the company, boogers. Okay? Now, goodwill is an intangible asset representing a company's reputation. There you go. 100 Kings, 100 Queens reputation. City Side Records reputation. Some of y'all don't even have a reputation. Brand loyalty. Yes, we definitely got brand loyalty. That's why we always put our logo on our album covers, CD covers, single covers. And customer relationships. That is all my fans around the world. Okay? Often appearing on the balance sheet only during acquisitions. See? So now, if your name has been out there in commerce for a while, then now you can deal with goodwill. Okay? But let's go in on it. Often appearing on the balance sheet only during acquisitions, that means someone taking over that company, it equals the premium paid over the fair market value. Y'all know what the fair market value is? Well, when you look at the 1099A, we have fair market value on the 1099A. For those that don't know, I told y'all dealing with these tax forms, dealing with finances, accounting, bookkeeping. So this is why y'all have to know this. A lot of y'all just skip over this video. Some of y'all act like it important, but if your ass don't know this, then you might as well get out the game now. You have to know accounting. You have to know marketing. You have to know business, promotions, all that. You got to know all that. How would you know that these people are sitting here using your name in commerce? They just use your name in commerce, the value just went up. So this is why your copyright doubles once anybody uses it or violate the copyright. Police officers use your name the wrong way, they just messed up your name, use a derivative of your name. That's like me trying to call Michael Jordan and I call him Michael Jordan. He'd be like, you fucking up my name, boy, shut my... See? Or somebody trying to use a Michael Jordan logo on their shoe and his dang hand broke on the goddamn shoe up there trying to hold the ball. You made his damn Jordan shoe ugly and nobody want it. I might go over there and buy some shoes and that hand might be broke on the damn Jordan. But that's real talk. You can mess up something like that. It equals the premium paid over fair market value of net identifiable assets. Okay? It signifies value beyond physical assets, such as a skilled employee or skilled employees, as priority tech. So things that you done, employees that work for your company, even when you have your trust, those that work for the trust, with the trust, in partnership with the trust. Okay? Go down here. Calculation. It is calculated as purchase price. Purchase price, fair market value of net identifiable assets. What is net identifiable assets? It is what's left after the sale of a company. So if I was selling my company, it merged, and there was some things left over for the company that was a standalone, then that would be net identifiable assets. Okay? Components. It represents non-physical value, including brand reputation, customer base. So your assets on your phone, your customers on your phone, clients on your phone, that is your customer base. So that ties into intangible assets, intellectual property. Okay, intellectual property, see, it goes into that. And experienced staff, because you trained that staff on your process of running or operating certain divisions in the corporation. Okay? Accounting treatment. Under GAAP and IFRS, goodwill is not amortized, but is instead tested annually for impairment to ensure its value has not declined. So every year you would have to do this. Okay? And this is what they do before they go buying a company out. Okay? They look over the period of 3 years, can go back 5, 10 years since inception. So purpose, it helps quantify the competitive advantage of a firm or your trust or your strawman corporation, showing why a company might pay more than the book value for a business. Y'all get it? So every time someone using your name in commerce, let me give you a good example. I've been getting so many offers in the mail. Why? One, because the straw man sole proprietorship expired, but they didn't know that I renewed it. So they thought it was just gone. They could send stuff in the mail now. Woo! They was going crazy with it. It was like they were throwing airplanes in my mailbox. Woo! Woo! Wee! Wee! Like them little piggies on the Geico commercial. Wee! Wee! Look at me! Wee! We're going to use the name in commerce. Wee! But newsflash, they didn't know that I still had it. But this right here, what I'm showing y'all today, is how to prevent that forever. Forever. That way it don't expire. It don't expire. So you don't have to go renew no dang on assume name if you don't want to, because you got the proof right here. But having that, the assumed name and the common law copyright gives it way more power. Okay? Differences in uses: accounting, business, and intangible asset acquired during a company buyout. Organization: Goodwill Industries International is a non-profit organization, and that's not what I want right there, because it's different. Goodwill ain't this Goodwill. The organization focused on job training and community services, but I didn't want that. Okay, so let's get back over here. You really got to know this right here, what I'm teaching y'all. Okay, intangible property is an asset that lacks physical existence but holds significant value, typically represented by legal rights, intellectual property, or financial claims rather than the physical form. Examples include patents, trademarks, copyright, stocks, bonds, and goodwill. That's what we just went into. Okay? Get over here. Goodwill. These assets are often long-term investments. So when you run a trust, you run a corporation, now when the trust take over your all caps name, take over the estate, that is long term. Even though the IRS says it's 2 to 3 years that you got to straighten out the estate or whatever, it's still long term in the private, okay, for your bloodline, forever. Can be difficult to value. And the private is difficult to value. Always remember that. If you catch it, it says often long-term investments. See? Because a long-term investment is difficult to value. This is why a lot of these companies that have been around for a while, they're always coming up, giving their third quarter reports, all this stuff here. Because they want you to stay up on the know of its value. It's to impress the people. But it's also, here it is, to let you know that the Walmart family is still in business. The Rockefeller company is still, our family is still in business. The Rothschilds is still in business. And are crucial in business, accounting, and what? Estate planning. I didn't even know that was there. So you know it deals with your estate. So let's go to the key characteristics and examples of intangible property. It says it includes intellectual property, yes, patents, inventions, copyrights, creative works, trademarks, brand name, and trade secrets. So what is the trade secret that King Stevian and the Wonder Kings and Wonder Queens use? That is the 7-step process. That is intellectual property, which is part of the intangible property. So we have IP. So when you hear me say IP, I'm talking about intellectual property as well as intellectual property. A lot of you just stop at IP and don't have no idea which IP or what is IP. But now you know. Y'all need to start thinking business. Suit up. In reality, the Wonder Kings and Wonder Queens is a business school because I'm teaching y'all commerce. It's financial school. I'm teaching you finances like I did in the last video about the lawful money. Okay? Financial assets, stocks, bonds, bank deposits, and accounts receivable. What did I talk to y'all about in the last video? For those that watched the video, I talked about deposits. I talked about receivables. That anytime a company gives you a paycheck, that is an account receivable that's owed to you. an account payable by the company that hired you. When they give you that fiat check or that cash, that it don't stop there. You have to put a claim on there at the end of the year on your 1099 or W-2, and then you send all that stuff to the Treasury along with the tax paperwork that you would have to file. And yes, I do know how to do it, but I'm not going to show you here because that's what some of you boogers want. Just come over here and give it to us. And what you going to give me? I ain't getting your ass shit, King. You a free guy that give away everything. You owe me, nigga. That's what some of you saying. You owe me. How owe you? Because I bought one of your 99-cent albums. Really? Did you get a deed for that? Yeah, King. Well, I don't owe your ass shit. Goodbye. Anyway, contractual rights. Here we go now. So you know what I'm talking about the trade secrets, the 7-step process. It goes into contractual rights. So this is why you have to sign the rules and regulations, no refund policy, because after you get the rights, you'll sit there and try to get money back. That's stupid. The rights you're getting are expensive, way more than any dollar you'd have made or got from one of your tax refunds. Contractual rights, licensing agreements, that is your NDA, permits, you're permitted to use this. This is not a franchise, but in a sense, it's kind of, sort of, without me getting anything. No franchise, you run it and you have to pay the head corporation some money. You don't have to give me nothing. I just want you to run this, show Tiny Tim, Jane, whatever her name is, Bobby. You got a granddaughter named Bobby? Anyway, franchises and non-compete agreements. That's your NDAs. Okay? Some is in the NDAs, though. Okay. Business value, goodwill, which represents the reputation and customer loyalty of a business. These are terms that y'all need to put in your brain. Write this down and never, ever forget it, because what I just touched on in the last video, along with this, goes together. This is why I'm giving y'all all this before I go into the 1099A, so y'all understand what y'all are doing and understand what y'all are going to get. And I will be putting this up as a pre-step 1 to step 1. Okay, and that's what it's going to say. All right? Unlike tangible property, like land or vehicles. Now, let me show you this. When y'all do y'all deeds, the silver deeds, gold deeds, the albums that y'all got from me, what y'all are using are derivatives of the tangible property. Because I hold the tangible property. Now, those who got the physical albums, videos, then you have tangible property. So you have gold, silver, Jamaican sand on that, pyrite. Well, I'm saying pyrite. I'm thinking about the pyromet card. Anyway, so like land or vehicles. So y'all have land. Y'all have shares of the land on that asset that y'all are holding. See? Intangible is the ones y'all get, like through the emails that y'all get for becoming a joiner member. That's intangible, but you see, it still has much value. So all y'all who thinking it don't have value, and anybody who said it don't have value, the joke's on you, clown. Intangible assets often derive from value from what? Legal protection and rights. What is the rights? The rights is the rights that you were granted when you purchased or bought into the 100 Kings and 100 Queens. Okay? They are essential for modern business valuation. So let's go into it. You got your albums, physical albums, digital albums, and, every time I get it to some of y'all, the value keep going up. Keep going. Every time y'all buy on Amazon, the value keep going up, because the more people buy, the value goes up. The more people use, the value goes up. The more people keep using Tesla, the value goes up. The more people keep flying out in space with Elon Musk on SpaceX, the goddamn value going to go up. Stop going out in space, girls. Y'all want to always get taken to the damn moon. I can't stand those guys that took y'all ass to the damn moon, because I can't do nothing but keep you right here at the lake. Shit, he taking you to the damn moon, girl. God dang it, don't you want to see the earth? I can take you to hell. I can take you down underneath the earth, and you can see Satan himself. Don't you want to see Satan? Don't you know you want to see Satan? You know you want to slap him in the face for taking your grandmama? Because I know I do. Anyway, often comprising a major portion of a company's worth. All right, let's go into intellectual property, and then we'll get into what we came over here for. Intellectual property, it's already there. All right, here we go. Yo, Joe. We ain't part of no U.S. Army. Anyway, intellectual property, IP, as you see right there, IP refers to intangible creations of the human intellect or the human mind. So this is why the Library of Congress, when you copyright a song, or publish a song, when you put that thing and register it, even though you haven't wrote it and you know the title of it, it's already an intangible creation. Why? Because you thought of it. Okay? If I thought of an idea on a recorded call and I said it to y'all while y'all was listening and the call was recording, that is my intangible creation. You can't take it. Okay? It came from my mind. So y'all see how this works? So, such as inventions, artistic works, there you go, artistic works, designs, symbols, names, your name, big baby, is what? Intellectual property. You see it right there. Let me highlight it for you, for some of you, because some of you got color blindness. I want you to be able to see that. Names. I'm saying it like a dang goat. Names. All right? There we go. And images. So images. That's why Cityside Rockets has a logo. I can't say that like a dang on. Go, let me see. Logo. It don't sound like names. See now? I like names better. Anyway, images used in commerce. This is why I tell y'all to have your logo on your letterheads with the name. So when they see the logo, they'll think of your name. When they see your name, they'll think of the logo. So if they ever see your face, when you represent the trust, they always think of the John Alex Doe Trust. Bam! Anytime you hear King Stevian, who do you think about? Stop right now. I'm going to let you think about that. King Stevian. What popped in your mind? Tell me in the comment section. I don't want to hear it right now. But anyway, images used in commerce protected by law, via patents, copyrights, trademarks, and trade secrets. IP allows creators to earn recognition or financial benefit, preventing unauthorized use of their work. Now, while we're over here, let me run over this one right here real quick, because I want y'all to see something. So I think we're at 25 CFR 1231. It might be USC, but we'll see. I think it's USC. Oh, shoot. USC? Let me make sure this is it. Nope, that ain't it either. So we'll go to 26. Okay, you're forgetting your damn number, boy. I knew it was this one. I was just testing you. No, you weren't. Yes, I was. The hell with you then. Anyway, 26 USC 1231. Y'all need to remember this. Write this down. Property used in trade or business and involuntary conversions. Now, just to let y'all know, property can be what? Tangible property or intangible property. Intellectual property, intangible property. Get it? Used in trade. So when they use your name without your permission, they just use it in what? Trade or business. This is why the IRS talks about this, and they're going to point out. Because one time, King T. Nomel, I said this before, King T. Nomel had something to say about this, and I had to shut him down. King, you ain't shut me down. Yes, I did, King T. Nomel. You ain't said my damn name right. I tell your ass lie. Fuck you, T. Nomel, and make me that damn beat. Anyway, Shout out to King Tino, man. But we're going to go on. So, because you need to understand what this is all about. Use of your name without permission. And this shows you that it does not have to be a patent or a license. But you do have to have something showing the proof. And that's what I'm going to show y'all today. Okay? That's why you're doing a pre-step one. Okay, the section 1231 gains for any taxable year exceed. Okay, it said gains exceed losses. Okay, so the section 1231 losses for such taxable year. Let me tell you how y'all mess these corporations up, because they always try to claim a loss. But when they use your name, we just mess up their whole balance sheet. Y'all see what we're doing here? So nobody else is going to teach you this, but I'm teaching y'all how to mess up their balance sheets. They did it by using your name without permission. So what you got to do is do the 1099B with the value you put on your 1099A for your common law copyright, okay? And you show that they took that from you. It's a loss, especially if it's the government, because they think they can get away by not paying taxes. But no, if they were out of their corporate capacity or government capacity, they're taxed. And that can fall on the individual that's working for the corporation. Okay? Just to let y'all know. The section 1231 losses for such taxable year. Such gains and losses shall be treated as long-term capital gains or long-term capital losses as the case may be. So I'm going to skim through this. Section 1231 gains for any taxable year do not exceed, and they're just summing this thing up a little bit. Such gains and losses shall not be treated as gains and losses from sales, that's your 4797 form, or exchanges of capital assets. Okay? So those who took your international driver's license or passports, make sure you put a value on those things. And right now I'm going to show y'all how to do this. Two Kings asked me about this today when I said last night I was going to do this. It's mighty funny, y'all. Y'all ran right into it. So they stole it, okay? So it's a loss to you and a gain to them. And it need to be reported on their books, because when you do that 1099B, it's on their books. For purpose of this subsection, section 1231 gain, the term section 1231 gain means any recognized gain on the sale. Now, how is it recognized? By you doing this form here. Let's go over here. We're going to go over there. 82. Hold on, let me back up for a second. I want to acknowledge this guy right here. Where he at? There you go. Remember him on Godfather? R.I.P. to him, because we all know the Godfather. We all know the Godfather movie. Was a good one. He was the attorney in the Godfather. He died. All right. So let's go on over here. We go to the 82, 88A. Okay, so we're going to go over to the A. This is the A. Oh, shoot, I don't want this. But anyway, that's a good example. So this company right here, man, it just pulled right on up. This company right here used my ministry name, and so they automatically stole. So they gained. So, man, this just fell right in place. So here's what they gained. So they're the withholding agent. Okay? They're the withholding agent. Withhold from themselves, and he owed the IRS. So the IRS is going to go after them. So this is how you do it. Y'all see it clear as day. My name is for it. Okay? And WIFIT manages this. They don't supposed to use anything up under that DBA name. So they gained. Other trust. That's their gain. That's the amount they realized, because that's the amount they stole, because of how they realized, because I told them about it. This is what y'all stole. This is what y'all owe. That's why your asses are old. I just tried to rhyme, right? Just trying to make a rap, that's all. So it says shares of RPI as real property interest. Why is it real property interest? Okay? Because there are assets, physical assets, that Cityside Ministries own. And IP usage. So I hit them with both. RPI and IP. Intellectual property, intangible property. So it's both. It has a value, it has a backing of gold. That's shares of it. Y'all see how to figure that out. Everything's repeated all the way down. Just to let y'all know. On both of these. And the third. Okay? Those that's trying to learn how to figure that out. So let's go over to the B. We're going to go over to the B. Hope we don't pull up one of the B's that I did. And everybody know my business. King, I see your business, boy. So what? So what? So here's the B. Okay? So this code right here, 26 USC 1231 and 26 USC 1445 links back up with this and the 4797 form. Okay? So what you do on that A, just transfer it all over here. Okay? And go watch my video on it. It'll break the whole form down. Okay? The address to send it to is on here. Somewhere on this page. One of these pages. See that? Go right there. Where is that? I don't know. It's somewhere on here. I'm not going to look it up right now. Okay? So. Oh, that's what I was doing. Let me go on back over here real quick. Any recognized gain from the compulsory or involuntary conversion. Involuntary means they stole it. Okay? Or you're forced to do something. The government forces you to go do something. They force you. They took your ID. This is why you use a 4797 form, because it's an involuntary conversion. Okay? As a result of destruction, in whole or in part. Theft, they stole it. Seizure, see? And on me you having a seizure. He took my ID. No, man, stop having a damn seizure. Get it together. Or an exercise. Now, on me you running around the court with Michael Jordan. But anyway, or an exercise of the power of requisition, excuse me. So you say requisition. But or condemnation, or the threat or imminence thereof, into other property or money of. Property used in the trade of commerce. See? Let's go over here. Let me click on this so y'all can see this. Property used in the trade of business. General rule, the term property used in the trade or business means property used in the trade of business of a character, see, which is subject to allowance for depreciation provided in Section 167, held for more than 1 year, more than 1 year. And real property, you know they're going to hold it more if they don't give it back. Real property used in the trade or business held for more than 1 year, which is not a property of kind which would properly be includable in the inventory of the taxpayer if on hand at the close. Get over here, I gotta clean my computer off. Let's see, property of a kind which would properly be includable in the inventory of the taxpayer if on hand at the close of the taxable year. Property held by the taxpayer, primarily for sale to customers in the ordinary course of his trade or business. See how they always say his, never her? Because it was been the man that's running the business. The woman's supposed to take care of the house. I'm just showing you how they did this stuff. And I was trying to make women obsolete doing things. But we know the virtuous woman ran a business. She was running land. Okay? She was doing land, buying land, making it profitable. Okay, anyway. See, a patent, invention, model, or design, whether or not patented. See that? Whether or not patented. So you do not need a patent with the Library of Congress. I'm telling it's all y'all, including the Queen, who was asking me the question and talking about she had patents and licenses and copyrights. And you don't need that. All you need is your private. That's why we start off with the private one first. Okay? A secret formula or process. That's the 100 Kings, 100 Queens, 7-step process. A copyright, a literary, musical, or artistic composition. A letter. So I wrote Beyonce a love letter, even though she ain't damn want it. That thing got value. Boy, I sell you this letter I wrote to Beyonce. You don't even know what I said, but I said some things, boy. I said some things. You better buy this because you might need to use this on that goddamn Filipino woman over there that you talking to over there, even though she don't want your ass. She over there saying all kinds of language, cussing your ass out. You don't even know. You think she's talking love stuff to you, and she cussing you out. How I know my grandpa was in the goddamn military. And he told me one woman cussed his ass out, but he was sitting right there. He kissed her hand. She just fell in love with him then. She thought she was a damn queen, but she wasn't. The African Americans were the queens over here. See? But anyway, let's go on. Oh, go ahead. Anyway, property held by taxpayer, primarily for sale to customers in the ordinary course of trade is trade or business, a patent, invention, model, or design, whether or not patent, a secret formula or process, a copyright, a literary, musical, or artistic composition, a letter of memorandum, okay, or similar property, memorabilia is good too, held by a taxpayer described in paragraph 3 of this section 1221A, or D, a publication of the United States government. Why would I want that? I don't care about that mess. They show how they kept us in slavery. If y'all got that Constitution thing and all that when they had us in slavery, hey, we can keep that and we can make money off that. So if we want to sell slavery, we can sell slavery just like that. It's their document, so let's sell it and make money. Just use their document. They said we was enslaved to dang on settle our debts. How about that? I hear Emperor Richard Bay say, King, that was genius right there, brother. We're going to have to use that shit. Use their shit, turn it around on them, and use it to settle our debts. See, that we don't even know what we got when we was enslaved. But see, that's history. And that history can settle our debts. Just go print it up. That's all you need to do, and that's memorabilia. Yeah, publication of the United States. They published it, including the congressional record, which is received from the United States government or any agency thereof, other than by purchase at the price at which it is offered for sale to the public. So you don't want to sell it. I mean, you don't want to buy something that's selling. That's for sale or selling. Okay? And which is held by a taxpayer described in paragraph 5 of section 1221. And that's what I wanted to read, because it's further down here, you get to it. See? You got compulsory or involuntary conversions, property used in trade, see? Transaction entered into for profit, so they enter your name in the mail for profit. So yeah, you're pointing all this stuff out to y'all. Okay? So anytime you going to do a 1099-B, if they use your name, it's always going to be 1 year or more, not 1 year or less. Why? Because your name been around since your mother had you. That's more than a year. And there go the one we was looking at, a patent, invention, all this right here. See? So they're saying these are the type of things that's taxable, and these are the things which are used for capital gains and capital losses. Okay? Right? So let's go over here. Intangible creations of human intellect, such as inventions, artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images, such in commerce, protected by law via patents, copyrights, trademarks, and we got law, Mother Nature law. Your mother named you. You came from the earth. So when we talk about law, we're talking about our law, off rip. Not going into man's law, which is statutes and stuff like that. Okay, protected by law via patents, copyrights, trademarks, and trade secrets. IP allows creators to earn recognition or financial benefit, preventing unauthorized use of their work. Okay. Key aspects of intellectual property. IP covers original works of human thought, including software, music, literature, and branding. Purpose. It encourages innovation and creativity by granting creators, authors, and inventors exclusive, time-limited rights to their work. But in private, there is no time. Okay, there is no time. We don't operate on their time. Keep that in mind. Nature. Unlike physical property, IP is intangible and rivalrous, I can't even say the word, meaning it can be used by multiple people simultaneously without depriving the owner of its use. Okay? So what are we dealing with, guys? We're dealing with nature when it comes to the 7 steps. I don't care if it comes from the codes. It still was given by the Most High. That's nature. That's natural. Okay? To get you free in your tribe. Main types of intellectual property: patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets. Trade secrets is protect confidential, proprietary information that provides a competitive advantage. And you know we provide that. Ownership and protection: the creator is generally the owner. Though employers may own work created by employees, IP rights enable owners to license their work or take action against those who use it without permission. So that's what we're talking about when it comes down to the dang on copyright, the private copyright. Where are we? Oh, let's go back. Let's go back right here. All right. So we're going to go over to the 1099online.com. Every one of y'all who do not have a 1099 online account, please go sign up under your king name. Even though I signed up under the straw man name here, that is incorrect. I did not supposed to do that, but it's done anyway. So we're going to start over here. You're going to scroll down to, you're going to go far back as you can, 2023. If yours got 2022, do that. Okay, but I'm going to show you how we're going to work around that. So we're going to go to 1099A. And you're going to hit next. Next. All right. This is not a corrective one, so don't click that. So what I'm going to do this under, I'm going to do it under the trust. You have to have a trust. If you don't have a fund grantor's trust, then you need to go get it before you do this video. Okay? Let me make sure my stuff is correct and accurate before I move on. Yes, my stuff is accurate. Okay? So, the way this works is this. You go over here, and we're going to add, let me see, can I? So I got existing. I don't even have no existing recipe. Let me see, something's wrong here. Let me try this trust. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to do the straw man, right? Straw man is the borrower. That's the beneficiary. The account will be your common law copyright barcode. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to go look for my common law copyright barcode, which I do not know it. Let me go over here. I'm going to go under my S's. I don't think I'll know which one it is. See, can I find it? That's the Indian claim. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I know mine is ending with O. Oh, it's 08. This might be it. Nope. You gotta bear with me. I gotta find this. This came from that one. 08. You know what? I'll tell you what. I can find it. I can find it. And I know how I can find it because I did a claim for my son. And we gonna make it. We gonna make it. It better be in here. I'm gonna be very pissed. And I'm gonna blame somebody. Who you gonna blame, King? Your old lonely ass man. Can't blame nobody but yourself. Your old dusty ass king. Call me the Dusty King. That's how they said they were gonna start the Disney movie I'm playing in. King, you playing in the Disney? Hell no, man. I'm just joking with y'all. I can't find my copyright. I'm not finding my copyright. Cannot find my copyright. Oh. Let me get my copyright while I get my copyright pulled up. I know it is the 08. I'm looking. So y'all need to pull up your copyright while I'm looking for mine. This is not it. Wait a minute, this might. Nope, I don't. You know what? This might be my copyright right here. I think I got it. I might have it. Let me grab mine, because this is real small here. So I got to grab my. This is something. This is one of my old copyrights. I didn't even have a barcode on this one. So we're going to do some drastic here. All right. Look up this copyright for y'all. Y'all look up y'all copyright. Still here, guys. Might just edit this out. Copyright right here. Should always have a damn copyright with you at all times. All right. So my copyright. I don't know how I messed that up. So my copyright number. My copyright. All right. So wait, what you're going to do, you're going to put, it says check if the borrower was personally liable for repayment. Well, the straw man can never be liable for repayment. Now, you know when everybody be talking about you borrow from yourself, okay? This is where they mess up at. They get their trust to go in here and say the straw man owe a debt. No, your goal is to make the straw man debt free. So this is why this is the only time y'all do not check this box. Now, it comes down to this, the date of lender's acquisition or knowledge of abandonment. So the date they claim you were born is the date you do this. So you're going to go. So if the birthday was around July, the way I would do it is, I would do it probably the top of the year. Because I'll say, Mama was sitting there, and she was thinking of your name, okay? But if you want to pinpoint to the day on the birth certificate, you can do that, because that stops them, from saying they own the name. Get it? So I would always do it before the date, week of, something like that, 9 months back. So you're supposed to count 9 months back anyway. So let's count back, I think, if it was July, we started back in what? Let's see. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Nope, that's wrong. We got to go to, I think it was November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, so, let's see. So we're going to do November 1st on this one. November 1st of let's go here. We're going to go November 1st. Whoa. We're going to put 1973, excuse me. That's a year before. Yeah, King, I was about to correct your ass over here. You won't even hit me. That's good. That's good. It's supposed to have been in this folder. I don't know why that copyright wasn't in that damn folder. It's supposed to have been in there because I had the case with my dang son. That's right. That don't make no sense. All right. So we go here. Now, the way you do it is you go back 9 months before your birthday. That puts the claim on that name before they got it. Okay? So then the principal of the balance of the principal outstanding is $100 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.00. Okay? Count the zeros. And all you do, so you started at basic. Okay? Now, you could throw the 100 acres of land in there if you wanted to. So, if you wanted to do 102, because I think in the new copyrights we had up to 50 million. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do it at 150 million. Okay? And then I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to make it the same. Because starting out, it was basic. That was the fair market value of it coming out the woodworks. 150 million, 150 million. So those who are just getting the new copyright, we're starting at 150 million. That's the new copyright we have. And please don't come asking me for the new copyright. Only those who are coming in, y'all know when y'all copyright is being used that y'all supposed to go in there and change it yourself. Okay? So I'm doing it this way. And King T, no man, I got to get with you to do my copyright in Georgia since my tribe is from Georgia. And so that's how we're going to do that, okay? And I'll be talking to you in a minute on it. Now, when you get to the description of the property, the way this is going to work is make sure your account number's over there. Do not put no social. You can use the copyright. So description of the property, it will be name, I'm going to call it trade name. Trade name. They call it is it a word mark? I think it's a word mark. I think they call it a watermark, which I don't understand why. Trade name. I call it a trademark. I'm trying to think what other things I can call him. I'm not going to call him an assumed name. And then I will put comma, name, and then you put the all caps name here. It might be too many, so you might have to take one of these off. If it fit. I hope so. Whew, barely. Sheesh. So we can put trademark, name, boom. So you put trademark name and then your name. If it does not fit, just put trademark. Don't put the word name and then put your name. If it still don't fit, just put name, then the all caps name. What you were born with, not what your husband gave you, not what the Moors gave you, what your mammy gave you, what your pappy. Well, King, my pappy gave it to me. Well, what your pappy gave to you? Well, my pappy didn't name me and my mammy didn't name me. Well, who the hell named your ass? The doctor did. Well, that damn doctor, I'm gonna choke his damn ass. Anyway, so. This is how you do it. It's the name which you was birthed with. And remember, let's go up to the top. acquisition or abandonment of secured property. Now, what's the security? There's always backed by a security. Okay, it was some type of debt. This is the debt. Okay, that money wasn't paid. So what winds up happening, this is the property they wind up taking. So, who's in debt here? The straw man. Straw man, not the beneficiary. This is the straw man. Okay? So, itself cannot do business, so the Foreign Grantors Trust, which is in Kenya, took possession of the all caps name, which is valued at this, and the fair market value of the property right here. But remember, mine at the current moment, right now, is at $5 billion. Okay? So what I'm going to have to do, because I'm kind of late on doing this, so what I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do it at $5 billion. Since mine is $5 billion. Okay? Y'all start off at 150 million. Make sure this is right. So this is, make sure it's 500. So we got to add another zero. Okay? Mine's at 5 billion right now. Okay? Make sure this is right. It's 5 billion. Because currently to date, the fair market value is at 5 billion because they used it so much. Okay? And I told y'all the value goes up with the usage. Okay? So, I don't have to send one in the mail to the king, which is me. So I'm going to hit finish. This is done. This is done. This is all y'all have to do to take control of it. Now, what's going to happen is, when y'all doing this, y'all click on that right there, and then y'all hit AI. Well, you just click it to the, like, uncheck all these. Uncheck all these, because they're trying to make extra money. Run AI diagnostic, and then you're going to hit continue anyway. Don't check you want it to run no diagnostics. Don't check none of these ever. You're going to do your own mailing. You're not going to email the recipient. You don't need to do a TIN match, okay? And you hit submit to the IRS, okay? Hit OK. I review and verify the data for submission. And it's going to take you over here to make your payment. Okay, my stuff is ready. $2.49 to put a claim on your name. That is a shame. Some of y'all spending all these goddamn $5,000, $10,000 on a patent. You need your ass patent. A paddle. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. So, the other thing I wanted to show is something else I wanted to show y'all. When you, in about a week, you're going to get an approval letter from 1099 Online, these people here, to your email, so make sure you use a good email. And when you get that approval letter, you are going to print that, screenshot it. It's going to look like this in a blue box. You're going to screenshot the entire blue box. Save it, print it off 5 times. After you pay for this, as a matter of fact, I'm going to have to, let me see. I'm going to have to cut this part out right because I don't want y'all to see my credit card information. So I'm going to cut this out real quick. All right, kings and queens, we are back. So this is it. I submitted it. It's pending. Okay. And so what that means is I'm going to go over here, and this is what y'all need to do. View and print all copies. And then it's going to pull up this. This is how y'all get a copy without that watermark in the back. As you see, it is done. I'm going to print 5 copies of this. 5. Hit print, and it should print off. And then in a week, when you get your approval letter, you're going to staple each approval letter to the front or back of the 1099-A. And that is what you're going to use when you get your common law copyright. After you get your common law copyright notarized and authenticated for the state you were born in, okay, state you were born in, you're going to put it in the same folder. So if anybody violates your copyright, what you're going to do is you're going to send them a copy of this with the approval letter. You're going to send them a copy of your common law copyright, and you're going to send them a copy of your state's assumed name that you done in your birth state. Okay? So now they have 1, 2, 3, really 4, proving that you own the name. Even if you don't have the assumed name yet, you still own the name in the IRS database system. So that means that if they use it in commerce according to 26 USC 1231, then they're liable for the taxes on that copyright. You just got something with value added to your asset list. So if the IRS was keeping a database of the assets that you acquired for your trust, they would have this all caps name listed. Value of it is $5 billion. Okay? So the next time somebody come in and use the copyright, I add another 1.5. Well, yeah, because it's, and I actually missed that up a little bit. Let me make sure. I didn't. I think I did. I put 150 million. Actually, that's right. So 150 million they will be hit with. And now I take that 150 million and I add it on top of the 5 billion, and now that's my new value of this name here. Try to highlight it. Okay? I've been giving y'all some financial literacy when it comes to assets, interest, your name. I hope y'all are documenting this, taking strong notes. Okay? Don't come asking me about this stuff again. You're allowed to ask it to me in the meeting if you got any questions, but this is what it is. I just printed myself out. Now I can jump up and shout. That was already a lien put on the straw man anyway, so that stopped anyone from trying to put a lien up against the straw man. They can't do it. So once you do your UCC1, it goes through the Duns & Bradstreet. If your Duns & Bradstreet lines up with your straw man name, the correct name in your birth state only, okay? So why you have to have the assumed name in your birth state, the UCC done in your birth state, and once you do the IRS document, they will seek it out and they will send it over to the UCC division, and you'll see it in the the Duns & Bradstreet list. Clear as day. Okay? So that's it. Y'all go do this right now for those who have their foreign grantor's trust. And make sure your foreign grantor trust is in the name of your straw man. First, middle, last, with the word trust at the end, and make sure your all caps name in that trust is what your mama or daddy gave you. Not what no more gave you, not what your husband or your wife gave you. Okay? This is how it goes. Okay? And we're done here. So kings and queens, if you use this information to get free, do not blame me. Blame the L, the O, the R, the D. Won't he do it? Oh yes, he'll do it. So what you need to do is get this knowledge and start to pursue it. I'm King Stevian, representing the 100 Kings and the 100 Queens. I am out. Peace. Look at that. Date of lenders acquisition or knowledge of abandonment. Whew! How in the heck did he have knowledge of an abandonment in 1973? He was just in his mother's womb. That goes to show how smart that booker there was. While he was in his mother's womb. That dude right there was smarter than goddamn Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and all of them put together, even Steve Urkel. Even Steve Urkel. That's right, Steve Urkel. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.